Welcome to another Industry Insight interview featuring Tall City Exploration. I'm your co-host Kyle Vornger from Quorum, and today you and I are going to learn a lot about Tall City Exploration. We're going to learn all about their operations, how they shifted to this kind of remote work environment, how software has played a role, and how they use it to advance their operations. We're going to learn a lot of good stuff, and joining me from Tall City today is their data manager, Ann Hankins, a very special guest. Ann, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you, Kyle. Pleased to be here.
Why don't we go ahead and start by you kind of telling us a little bit about Tall City, a little bit about the operations, kind of what your role is and what your day-to-day looks like.
Tall City Operations is a Warburg Pincus-backed company, and we're a small E&P exploration company. We currently operate about 45 wells. 30 of them are actively producing. We are headquartered in Midland, Texas. We have about 35 employees. We run lean and mean. That's pretty much who we are. I'm the data manager. I wear several hats. My background is in software development, and I've really enjoyed being at Tall City because it's let me be on the other side of the picture and actually work for an oil company, not just developing software for an oil company. So I primarily manage the production data, do the production accounting, I suppose would be the proper term. I also help manage some of the other software products.
Well, it sounds like you're the MVP of Tall City over there.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do get to wear several hats, and that's part of the fun. So,
good stuff. Well, look, 2020 was a crazy year. Everyone knows that. It's kind of forced a lot of companies to shift to a more kind of remote work environment. How has Tall City adapted as a business and kind of managed that?
We were really fortunate to have really great management, and Warburg has been a terrific partner for us. And what we did is we shut in non-essential wells, which I think a lot of other companies have done the same thing. And our operations team, which is just top notch, has continued to cut costs in the field, and we've been able to weather this storm with most of our big horizontal wells still in production, and we have not had to drop any jobs or any pay rates. So, we were very blessed to have done so well.
So the transition wasn't as harsh as it could have been since you guys had everything in place and a great team to work with. Sounds great.
Right.
How did, let me kind of switch to the software side. How did software play a role in helping you kind of adapt to this remote work environment?
Well, really all of our software products now, I believe, run in the cloud, and I'm totally sold on that technology. That really is the way to go. So basically, Field Insights and all of our software travel with me, whether I'm at home or whether I'm out of town. Being the production data person, I do a lot of quality control in the evening, kind of the late evening when our pumper finishes getting everything in the system. And so it doesn't really matter where I am. I can be out of town for a few days, or I can be in my office here at the house, and the software is right there with me and makes it very easy.
Yeah, so having that accessibility is huge, and not just with Field Insights from Quorum, but
absolutely
any software. You're a proponent of having it in the cloud and being able to access it wherever you are. Right. Sounds great. How has software helped you with your day-to-day, managing your wells and your production volumes?
That's a very good question. I get a lot of data requests from all kinds of different departments for lots of different reasons. They need production data for this month or this time period. We have flared gas hearings every few months, it seems, and we've got to pull all kinds of production data for those hearings. And so I'm involved in all of that. So I do a lot of that for people, and it makes all the difference to have a software product that the data is readily available in multiple formats.
Right.
I really do love Field Insights. It's intuitive. It has a wonderful look and feel, and I can go to a high level dashboard to find what I need. I can find it in summary, or I can drill down literally to the data that the pumper entered, and then I can see how the allocations took care of that during that process, and so it's just invaluable to me and helps me every day do something for somebody else.
That's awesome, and it sounds like it makes it to where your data is readily available too, in case you need to, generate a report from someone or anything like that, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm pulling data all the time.
Right.
Either sometimes on a spreadsheet, sometimes on a report. We also have a couple of custom reports that you all developed for us that are really terrific, and you all were great to work with on that. So we use that. We have a daily production report that goes out to almost everybody in our company, including our Warburg people. So
Right.
it's a very important report, and it has to be right, and it is. So
I'm actually just kind of curious now. How are you kind of managing all this data and day-to-day tasks before Quorum's software?
this is actually Tall City 3. So we had a Tall City 1 and Tall City 2, and we were on this other product, Tall City 1 and 2. And it was fine for that. We didn't have as many wells. We didn't have as complicated field schematics. But with these, when we started Tall City 3, we had our two major acquisitions right away. I had allocations at multiple levels that I had to deal with. I had a little bit of that in Tall City 1, but I did it on spreadsheets, which took care of it. That software really did not have any allocations. So the allocations were the real thing that drew me to Field Insights. I had to have it, and I could not. This was too much for me to do on spreadsheet.
It sounds like it would be really time-consuming as well, trying to do all of that in Excel.
Yes. You get your processes down, and I didn't have very much, so I was able to manage it.
Right.
It's so much better for the software to do it, and I know it's right and it's accurate, and I mean, I really do love that part of it. That was huge for me.
Awesome. That's great to hear. We love to hear that as well. And we realize that the production system adoption really starts with the field users, kind of like how you were saying at the beginning. How have how has your field operators adapted to using mobile devices for field data capture?
He's done well. We have one main pumper, and he has kind of a team that manage most of our assets, and he has done a great job. He's very bright, picked it up very quickly, and he and I talk almost every day about one thing or another and making sure we've got the right readings. And we get SCADA reports every morning, and so he enters off of that right now. But we're in the process of I'm finishing up getting the cross-referencing done to doing an interface with our SCADA company and Field Insights. So all of the meter readings and tank readings are going to be downloaded every day automatically. So we're very excited about that. That'll save Daniel a lot of time, and he'll spend more time really, making sure everything's, being a pumper, not pushing data. So
right. I think that's huge. I agree with you. I think it's vitally important to have the field and the office both on the same page and both supporting the same system, right?
Huge.
So support, obviously, software and support, that has to be a happy marriage. So how has the support been?
Well, I have to give you all a gold star on that. Anytime I have any questions or any issues, your technical staff is very quick to address any little glitches. We all know that when we develop software, we're imperfect human beings trying to be perfect. And so there's no absolutely perfect software product, but you all are on top of any little thing that might happen. Sometimes there's a hiccup in the allocations. Whatever it is, you're a phone call away. I can't praise you enough from that standpoint. I love to actually get into the allocation part of the software and set things up myself, but it's really terrific because it's not for the faint of heart, I will say that.
Right.
But for users that probably would not be that technical or want to be involved, you all are right there to help with any setup issues. I can have Eric help me with as much or as little as I need him to. And he's been very patient with our onboarding, which took a little while. That was really my fault, not your fault. So you've been terrific.
That's
no complaints.
That's great to hear, and I'm glad to hear that it's just a phone call away to Eric to take care of you and take care of the operations for you guys. That's what we like to hear. Again, appreciate it, Ann. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for filling us in and giving this interview. It's always good to reach out to the industry and get a pulse on how things are going and really understanding our customers and companies beyond. So we appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in and watching, everyone.